Hey everybody, Epic here. This video is going to kind of explain a lot about how to handle getting kicked off of pieces of property, why it happens, and how it's going to be productive by handling it this way. Starting from the top. The reason why we get kicked off of most pieces of property is because of liability type reasons. If we get hurt, we can sue them because it was on their property and they're liable for that. But even though we know we wouldn't do that, because our philosophy is if we get hurt, it's our own fault because we didn't control our bodies, and but we can't expect them to know that. So keep that in mind. Take that into consideration. A lot of times it's not their fault. A lot of times they think it's really cool. It's because it's their job. If we get hurt on their watch, they're liable. They're gonna be asked, why wasn't this stopped? Why didn't you tell these kids to leave? These kids got hurt. They're suing us now. Da da da. And it's just that kind of deal. We can't expect them to know what we know. We can't expect them to know and trust that we're not gonna make them liable for our injuries. So take that into consideration. How to handle it. Well, first off, you want to stay positive. You don't want to retaliate in any way, because by retaliating, you're just going to make people look down on the art. You're going to make them see it again another time. Be like, oh, I know that's that parkour free walking bullshit. Yeah, those kids are assholes who do that. We don't want them to think that, because those people will tell these people, those people will tell that people. They're going to network, and before you know it, you're going to have people looking out for people like us, and they're going to be like, oh, that's that parkour stuff, get down from there, we don't want you guys doing that here, we know about this stuff, we've heard about you guys from these guys, we don't want any of that here. We don't want that. What we want is for them to see it for what it is. We want the people to see the beauty of it. We want people to see and appreciate it. We want people to move beyond toleration to appreciation. We want them to see parkour and freerunning and be like, oh, that's parkour and freerunning stuff. I've seen these kids do this down there in that one spot. Yeah, that stuff's pretty cool. Alright? But the way to do that is simply by being positive about it, being productive, and being mature. And being mature does not mean growing up. Being mature simply means knowing how to handle something. To me, anyway, that's what being mature means to me. If I'm kicked off a piece of property, one of the first things I don't do is I don't ask them for a badge or some proof of authority. I don't harass them and ask dumb questions. I don't say, oh, I'm just doing parkour, or I'm just doing this, or whatever, They don't know that we want this obstacle to stay alive forever. They don't know. They know, I don't want to hurt this rail. This rail is my baby. Why would I want to destroy this? They don't know that. So, when I'm kicked off a piece of property, what I do is I say, that's fine, man. Thanks, though. And leave. Something as simple as that. Because if you understand parkour, if you understand a lot of the philosophy behind it, if your imagination is vivid enough, you will know that the world is our playground. What's one spot taken away from the rest of the world? And not only that, but you can always go back to the spot another time, a week later, a month later, when the hype is kind of calmed down. Maybe the next day even, I've gone back to spots where I've been kicked off before, and I haven't had any problems. But it's not so much how many times do you get kicked off a piece of property, it's how you handle it. If you can handle it, if you can know what to say in a response to a certain question, then it's going to be a bit more productive. If somebody asks you, what are you doing here? What are you doing? Why are you jumping around these walls and stuff like that? If you know how to answer something like that productively, like right off the bat, if you have something set in your mind, if you understand it enough to boom, you can just know what you're going to say, that helps a lot too. So if a person ever comes up to me and says, what are you doing on these rails here? Why are you jumping from this wall? Why are you running up this stuff? My response is usually, I do a little bit of parkour and free running. It's a great way to stay in shape. It's a lot of fun. Inspires creativity. It's very fun for me. You have a kid on the playground who, they play the monkey bars, they swing from there, they're jumping around, and I just kind of do the same thing, but an urban obstacle such as this one, and depending how vivid your imagination is, it's very cool, and da-da-da-da. You can go on. And just by, saying something like that, so it's talking about the actual beauty of it. And if you know how to promote, how to say the actual beauty of it, how to, explain it in your own words, then they won't look back and be like, oh, that's just that run-up walls. Oh, they're just climbing stuff, They'll see it and be like, oh, that's a really cool, that's that parkour stuff. I like that stuff. That stuff's pretty cool. I had to kick this one kid out, for doing this stuff. But some of the stuff that he was doing was pretty cool. There are going to be some people who are unreasonable. There are going to be some people who will be like, you can't do that here. No, we don't want that here. No, you got to leave right now. There's going to be people like that. But don't retaliate to them. If they're negative, let them be negative. All right. They may come up and be like, no, hey, you kids can't fucking do this shit around here, you know? There's going to be people who are going to be like that. But don't retaliate to that. Do not give into that energy. Stay positive, because if somebody does that, they're clearly unbalanced. Let them be unbalanced. Let them find their own way. As long as you know your way, you'll be fine. Because remember, the world is your playground. You have everywhere else to go. All you really need is your imagination. If you're outside, I'm sure you're wearing shoes already, so I think you're good, and clothes, of course, unless you're crazy like other people. And yeah, just take this video, apply the knowledge that you've learned so far. Spread this video, please, please, please spread this video, because there's a lot of people who don't know this, who aren't aware, that need to be aware. Because the sooner something like this gets out there, the sooner people understand this exact message, the more and the sooner this art is going to be appreciated and not tolerated. Take good care, you guys. Stay positive. Spread the wisdom. Apply the knowledge. And have fun. Now get back to saving the world.